What's going on, YouTube? We're back with a quick video here today. I've had a couple people ask me how I find my angle on my Hapstone here, and this is going to apply to Edge Pro as well if you have the table-based system like this. If your Hapstone has the clamps, this isn't really going to apply to you, but if you have the table like here on the M3, this is exactly how I find my sharpening angles. It's actually very, very easy. It just requires a little bit of basic math and some critical thinking. You can measure. I see a lot of people do is that they don't know how to find their angle. They put their angle cube on their sharpening stone here, but because this table is at an angle, you don't really know quite what angle you're sharpening at. So you're going to need an angle cube if you don't already have one, or I guess you could probably use your phone too if you have one of those angle finder apps. That'll work as well. But here is how I find my angle. So you turn on your angle cube. I throw it on the base here, on the very bottom, and just make sure that it's zeroed out there, since this whole platform is based off of basically off the base 0. So I'm gonna make sure that's zeroed real quick. Good to go. So your first angle that's really important is your table angle here. Your table angle is the first one you want to find. So mine sits at 19.5. That's what your first angle is. Write that down. So whatever your table angle is, I'm not sure how consistent these are from unit to unit. I'd expect it to be pretty darn close. But 19.5 is your first measurement there. Your second measurement that's very, very important is your primary grind on your knife. So your bevel angle from spine to the edge. So the way that I find that is, again, your angle cube. You're going to put it on the knife, basically so it's not touching the edge and it's hanging off the backside here. And then I just put the flat of the knife, so on a Spyderco like this flat portion, I'll take that flat portion and put it on a table like this and just make sure that it's sitting flat. So this is reading 2.85 degrees. So that is one side of your primary bevel angle. We're going to take that number and divide it by 2. And the reason that we divide it by 2 is when it's sitting on the table like this, the other portion of that flat grind is actually sitting on the table and sloping down and away, so you want to negate that. So take your primary bevel angle, divide it by 2. And your last angle that's very important is your stone angle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your table angle, so that 19.5 for me, minus half of your bevel angle here. So I think that would be like 1.42. And whatever your target angle is, you're going to adjust your stone angle to meet that. So I've got my numbers here. So I've got 19.5. I wrote it on this piece of tape down here on the table. 19.5 minus the 1.42, which is half of my primary bevel angle, minus whatever my stone angle is, equals my edge angle. So whatever my target edge angle is, I'm going to have to manipulate my stone angle to match that. Now the only tricky part with that is when you're putting your stone on your knife edge here and you're measuring your bevel angle. So right now I'm getting, it's 2.9 degrees below what flat would be. So flat is obviously going to read 0. If you see back here that there's a slight slope from the front edge to back here, so it's below 0, so I'm 2.9 degrees below my 0 right now, so I'd be subtracting that number. If I am above that 0, so right now I'm sitting at, that's perfect 0. If I'm at 1, so I'm 1 degree above what that 0 is now, instead of subtracting that last number, I'm going to add. So let's say I wanted 1 degree above that, so I'm going to be adding 1. So let me do some quick math here. All right, so as long as my math here is correct, my bevel angle would technically be 19.08 degrees, or I'd call that an even 19. That's close enough for me. So it's very, very simple. Table angle minus half of your primary grind angle minus your edge angle, or add if it's above that 0. So super simple stuff. If you guys have any other questions on it, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys found this helpful, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching.